let's maybe unhide everything here. And I think the next thing we'll do is start working on this front grille. Right, so let's maybe hide a couple of these other pieces. Let's grab that wind deflector and we'll hide that. Let's also get rid of maybe these doors for now. And these windows. Okay, and we'll go into the back view and start blocking this grill out. Okay, and let's maybe just start this out of another plane. Alright, so I'm going to grab a plane there and we'll just draw it out over top of the blueprint. Okay, let's get rid of these segments. We'll center it on the x-axis here. Convert to editable poly, and let's throw our material on there. Okay, so we'll go into vertex here and we'll just line this up. Okay, right along this edge here. And that looks pretty close. Okay, we'll also move it out into position in the top view. Alright, so let's drag that forward. And if you're having a hard time seeing it, just go into vertex and then grab the 4 verts there so you can see where it's at. Let's move it back a bit and line it up right here. Okay, back to the back view, and let's go maybe into polygon first. Grab that main polygon there, and let's do an inset on that. And let's take the amount up. Let's do maybe 8 or so, and OK. And let's also maybe chop this in half so we only have to worry about modeling half of it. Alright, so I'm just going to go into edge, grab the 4 edges there, do a connect, 1 segment, go back into polygon, grab those 4 polys on the left side and delete them. Okay, and let's maybe add another segment down the center here. So it's going to do another connect there. And let's do it no pinch, no slide. Okay. And let's also maybe just straighten these verts out quick. Let's just bring those over and straighten it off. Okay, and we'll add another edge right here. Connect that up and we'll smooth this over. Something like that should be good. And we'll also loop this edge and do a chamfer to break it into 2 edges. Let's take that up a bit. Let's do maybe about 3 on that one. Okay. Okay, let's also go into vertex here. Just going to go wireframe F3 and we'll just weld these 2 together here to kind of terminate these 2 edges. Alright, so just take that up until those snap together. And let's do a similar thing over here in the center. Just going to go target weld this one over here. Okay, and we'll leave the bottom as it is. Okay, so let's go back into edge and let's just grab these outer edges here all the way around. Okay, we'll go back to the top view and just shift drag this back. Right about there. Okay. And we'll see how it's lining up here in the front view. It looks pretty good. I think I had the original grill a little bit flared out at the bottom. I'm not sure if we need to do that on this or not. I'll worry about that later. Okay, so with that back edge there selected, let's maybe scale it up. Right, so I'm going to go to scale here with those edges selected. I'm going to hold down Shift and just scale this out a bit. Okay, just like that, and we'll adjust it by vertex here, so don't worry about it too much. Let's go over here, grab the center vert. We'll just move it over to straighten it out. And we'll move it up. Okay, and we'll go over and grab this one here. And let's also maybe grab this edge. I'm just going to remove this edge for now. Alright, so just hit remove there, and we'll grab this vert and remove that as well, just so the edge won't have a kink in it. And then we'll just pull this vert around a bit. Let's put it Right about there. Straighten this edge out a bit. Okay, we'll also line these back up. And you can also use make planar there to straighten that edge out if you want to. Okay, let's move these up a little bit. Okay, I think that's pretty much the shape we're looking for. We'll go into the left view here. And we'll just, let's maybe line this up in this view. I'm just going to move it back a bit. Okay. And let's grab these back edges again, the top one, the right one, and the bottom ones. Okay, and we'll shift drag those back in the left view. Okay, so pull them back like that. And we'll just grab these top verts and move them up a bit. Okay, and you can see we're a little bit off here on the blueprints. So let's just grab these, all these top verts, and we'll just move it down a little bit so we can line it up in this view a little bit better. Okay, we're going to need to make some adjustments to it, but that might be okay for now. Alright, so let's maybe grab these two polygons right here, do an extrude on them, take that down to a negative amount, and we'll push them in pretty far. Let's do about -50 or so. And okay, and delete those polygons. Okay, and let's go back into the back view. And let's put a symmetry on this now. Okay, we'll do it on the X. And before we do that, let's actually turn that off for a sec. Let's go back down to vertex. We forgot to move the side out. So I'm just going to go back to perspective, grab this top vert here, as well as this bottom one. And we'll just move this over a bit. Let's do it in the front view. Just going to move that out to the right. All right. And at this point, I'm not really going to worry about following what's on the blueprint. We're just going to kind of fit this around the truck that we have, or the hood part here. Okay, so we want to have a bit of a gap here. Let's maybe move it out a slight bit more. Okay, so just like that. And now we'll put our symmetry back on. And let's collapse it to editable poly. Okay, so let's hide unselected here. And we'll just work on this. Let's add some support edges to it. Okay, so let's go back to edge. Go in here on the side, we'll grab this corner edge here. Let's do a ring on that. And we'll connect this up with two segments. Pinch them out a little bit. We want this to be pretty sharp. Let's do about 60 maybe. Let's do the same thing right here on this corner edge. So a ring on that and another connect. Whoops. Let's cancel that for a second. Looks like we missed a weld here somewhere. Let's actually weld this guy here up to the top. Actually, the reason why it's not welding is because we have this edge ending off right here. We need to continue this up over the top. Alright, so let's go into the front view, do a connect on that. One segment, no pinch, no slide, and we'll just slide that over just slightly. So it's pretty much right above this vert here, and we'll just connect those two up. So grab those two verts and hit connect, And we'll just straighten it out a little bit. I'm just going to put on my edge constraint. Okay, now we should be able to ring that edge. Let's do the same thing over here too. Alright, so another connect there. Slide down a little bit and connect up the two verts. Okay, just like that. And now we'll do the ring. Alright, so back in the edge, grab the corner, do a ring, make sure that goes all the way around, and connect it up with two segments. Pinch those out quite a bit. Let's maybe just do one at a time here so we can get a little bit closer to the center. Alright, so we'll slide it down. Let's do about 85 on that one. And then we'll do it again and slide it out. And we'll do about 80 on this guy. Let's actually take it down a little bit more than that. We want this to be a little bit more soft. Let's do about 70. Okay. And same thing here. Let's do 2 on this one. No slide, and pinch those out. Let's do about 94 on that. Okay, and then on the face here, we need to add a couple right around this section. So we're going to grab these edges here. We won't be able to ring it because of these triangles, so just select those and then do the ring. Grab that one there as well. And just make sure that all those edges are selected around there. Another connect, and we'll take it down a little bit. Let's do maybe around 80 on that one as well. Okay, and I'm going to come over to the center here. Let's grab this edge, do a loop on it, and we're going to control backspace this one right out of here. We don't need it in there. Okay, so a couple on the inside here as well. So grab an edge in each of those corners, do a ring on them, and a connect, and we'll bring these out a little bit. Let's do about 90 on that one, and okay. And then we really don't need to have these back loops here because the back's open. So we'll just select each of those bottom edges there for each section, do another loop, and control backspace them out. Okay, and let's also maybe go in the front view here. And we need to add some support on these corners. Alright, so let's maybe grab these edges here. Let's do a connect on that. And let's maybe do that about 90 as well. Okay, I'm going to do that actually on each of these sections. So connect those up. Okay, we want the outside corner here to be a little bit more soft, so let's control click vertex, deselect these middle ones. Let's actually go over here and grab these ones as well. Alright, so I'm just going to control select these ones. And then we'll just scale it a little bit more to the inside on the x-axis here to space those support edges over a bit. Let's do something like that. Okay, back an edge. Grab the two sides and connect them up. Let's take that down a little bit. Around 87 or so should be good, so it kind of matches what we have here. And we'll do the same thing on the bottom sections. Connect those up. Let's actually take that up to about 90 again, and we'll just move the corners over. Alright, so control click vertex, deselect those middle verts, and we'll just scale these over on the X just a bit. Okay, that'll make these corners a little bit more soft. And these ones will still remain sharp. Okay, and we also need some right in the center here, so grab these ones, connect them up. Let's actually take it up a little bit more. Let's do about 95 on that. Okay, and we also need some down these vertical pieces here. So let's grab an edge in the center of each of these, do a ring on it, and I'll just go up to this mark here. Let's actually deselect this top little edge on each one, and then we'll connect that up. And we'll take this down a bit. Let's do about 65 on it, and okay. And I'm just going to leave this like this. It really won't matter because the surface is flat, so it won't affect anything when we subdivide it. Okay, so let's also go around the back here. Grab the back border, and we'll go into the front view, and just hold down Shift and scale it in. Let's also take off our edge constraint first, and scale that down holding Shift, just to bring it in on the back. Okay, like that. And let's maybe go back to edge here. Just grab one of these edges at the top, do a loop on it. And I'm just wondering if we should scale it up a little bit more. Okay, so I'm just going to scale it in the back view again on the y-axis, just to bring it down a little bit more. Okay, so it's a little bit more evened out, like that. And I think that's okay for the bottom. Alright, so one more support edge on the back here to hold this hard edge. Grab that corner, and we'll just hit OK to that, and then we'll just select this edge here, do a loop, and control backspace that one out. Okay, so that should be fully supported now. Let's throw a turbo smooth on, 2 iterations, and ice line, and we'll see how it looks. Okay, seems to be holding up the shape pretty good, and we don't have any artifacts. Alright, so let's unhide all, and we'll just see how this is fitting. Okay, we're going to need to make some adjustments here. And let's maybe just move the top of this down a little bit more so it's matching up better with the hood. Let's drop back down to the vertex, and we'll go into the left view. Just grab all the top verts there, and we'll just slightly move it down on the Z, just until it intersects the hood. Alright, that should be fine. Okay, and we'll also add the slats in here. Alright, so let's hide unselect it, go into the front view, and let's maybe grab a box for this. We'll just draw it out from one side to the other. Something like that should be good. Give it a little bit of height, and we'll just zero out the x-axis again and move it out in front. Okay, let's maybe just play with the sizes here. Let's take up the length a little bit more. Take down the height. Okay, and we'll also give it a bit of a rotation here. Let's turn on our angle snap, so we'll rotate it 45 degrees. Like that. And let's just push it in here. And I'm not going to worry about doing separate short pieces for each of these openings. We'll just do one long one that goes right through all 4 of them. Okay, and let's take that down a little bit more. Let's do -3 for the height. And let's move that up a little bit more. We'll leave it intersecting with the other piece here. Let's just give it a little bit more length. Let's do about 45. And just be sure that's not sticking through any of the top parts. Okay, let's chuck our shader on that one. Just going to hit Alt key here to go to isolation mode. We'll convert this to poly, and we can get rid of the 2 side polygons as well as the back one. Right, so let's grab those 3 and delete them, and we'll just give the 2 front edges there a chamfer to smooth it out a bit. Right, so we'll chamfer that over, do maybe about 0.6 or so, and that should be good for that. So exit isolation mode, and we'll just make some copies of this. Okay, so I'm just going to move this out in front. And let's go into the shapes panel here. We'll grab a line, and I'm just going to draw a line in the center of this void here, from the top to the bottom, and then right click to end it. Okay. And we'll reselect our little slat piece there, go up to tools, down to spacing tool. Okay, and we'll go pick path, and we'll pick that spline we just put in there. Okay, now I'll put some copies along it for us. And we'll take up the count here until we get the spacing the way we want. Okay, and let's just do this in perspective. Let's do maybe 12 or so on the count here. And we'll leave everything else as it is. Hit apply to that, and then close. Delete out that original piece we don't need, and we'll also delete that spline. Okay, and then we'll grab all these slats here, deselect the actual grill. We'll just move them out to the front a little bit more. Alright, so I'm just going to pull that out on the Y. And we'll just leave it something like that, maybe. Okay, so that looks decent. Let's unhide all. And I think that should take care of the grill. I think the next thing we'll do is start working maybe on the bumper. Alright, let's jump back into the back view here, and I'm just going to hide the two fenders, and we'll start blocking out the bumper. Alright, let's grab another plane for this, and we'll just go from side to side here. Something like that's good. Get rid of those segments. Convert to editable poly, and we'll put the shader on there. And we'll just make sure these verts are lining up. Just going to grab the two right ones there, and we'll just line that up with this edge, like that. Grab the two top ones, and just make sure that's lined up right about there. And same thing with the two bottom ones. Okay, let's go back an edge, grab the two edges in the middle there, give it a connect, just one in the center, and then we'll just delete this polygon out. We'll just work on half of this as well. Okay, let's also move it into position here. So let's go into the top view and drag it to the front. Okay, and we need to have it bending back here, so we'll add another segment. Grab those two edges, give it another connect, and we'll just move this over and put it right here with this middle edge. Okay, and then we can go grab the two right verts and move them back in the top view. Alright, so let's drag this back like that. Let's move this one over slightly. Okay, and I'm also going to push maybe out the center one just a little bit here, just to give it a little bit of a curve on the front. Okay, like that. And we also need to move this bottom corner one up to get an angle on there. Okay, so pretty simple. Alright, let's go back into edge here. Just going to grab this top edge and this bottom edge. Okay, and we'll hold down shift, we'll drag that back to about there. Okay, we'll also grab this right edge here and shift drag that back just a little bit. Okay, like that. And we can just bridge these two up to fill this in. Okay, so grab that little edge at the top there as well as this one, hit bridge. Same thing on the bottom. Bridge those up. Okay, and then we can actually bridge these two and these two. Alright, so grab those two top edges and two bottom ones, hit bridge. That'll fill it in for us. And we also need to have a dip in the front here that goes around the grill. So let's add another segment. Just gonna grab these edges, connect them up, slide this over to right about there, and then we'll go into vertex, and we'll just grab these 4 verts here at the top and move them down. Alright, so they're just underneath the grill. And something like that. And we also have a hole here in the center. So let's add another edge for that. Okay, so grab those once again, do another connect, and just move it over. We're about there. And let's also do a ring just on this edge. And we'll have another couple of segments here. Okay, so we'll just do one, line up with the bottom of that opening, and we'll do another one here, ring that edge, and another connect. I'll just move that up right about there. Okay, so we'll get rid of this polygon here now, and we'll start adding some support to this. Alright, so back in the front view, and just to make this a little bit quicker rather than using connect, I'm just going to use quick slice to slice through the model here to add these support edges that are going vertically. Right, we can actually straighten these edges out too over here. So let's grab those verts and move them down. Grab these ones and move them down. Just so it's a little bit cleaner. And then we'll go to quick slice, and we'll just slice in some support edges here. Alright, so I'm just going to click above the bumper there and come straight down and click again. And we'll just do that for each of these. Another one right here, and right here. And we'll also add one around the hole. Okay, like that, and one more. Okay, so I'll take care of the vertical ones, turn off quick slice there. And we also need some horizontal ones here to hold the bottom corner as well as this top edge. Okay, so back in the front view, go back to edge, let's grab one here and do a ring and another connect, and we'll just slide this guy down towards the bottom. Okay, pretty close, about 90 or so. We'll hit OK to that. And because this is an angled face here, you can see that it's getting a lot tighter on that corner. Alright, so to fix that, we'll just move these pairs of verts here up. Alright, so grab those 4 and just move them up and even out the edge. Okay, same thing over here at the top. Bring these edges and connect them up. And we'll move this guy down a little bit so it's not so tight. Let's do about maybe 70, negative 70 on that. And okay. And we also need to add a couple right here, so grab this edge here, do another ring and another connect with 2 segments, no slide, and we'll just pinch those out to hold the opening corners of this hole here. Okay, like that. Do about 90 on that one. And we also need one underneath the opening as well as above it, so another ring, another connect, and we'll just do that the same, and same thing up here. Connect that up. One segment, bring that down, about negative 70, and I think I added an extra one here, so we'll just loop this edge and control backspace that out. Okay, so just like that. And we also need to add some right here on top to hold this, so let's go into the top view, do another ring on these top edges, and we'll just add a segment here. Let's just do one, and we'll slide that towards the front. Okay, and let's take it up a little bit more. Let's do about 95 on that one. See if that looks about right. 95 should be good, and then we'll just move these verts over here down to even out the edge. Okay, so zoom in there pretty close, and just grab these verts here along the support edge. Okay, and just pull them back until it's evened out. A little bit more. Okay, and one more along the back. Another connect there, and bring it down towards the bottom. And let's also do that about 95, and then we'll just move these verts up. Okay, so I think that should be all the support edges we need. We'll just do a symmetry on it in the front view. On the X again, and let's collapse that to double poly. And we can also get rid of this center seam here, we don't need it. Alright, so just grab that center edge on the top as well as one of these at the bottom, do a loop, and control backspace it out. And then we'll just pull this border in here to give this some thickness. Alright, so grab the border around the opening, shift drag it in, be sure you have your edge constraint off. We'll just bring that in a little bit for support edge, and we'll shift drag it back one more time. Something like that should be good. And we'll just add the turtle smooth here and see how it looks. Okay, and the back's pretty simple here. We could have added a little bit more detail in there, but you're really never going to see it, so there's really no point of worrying about that. I think we'll just leave it like that for now. And we'll adjust it later if we need to.